I'm amazed at how God answers prayers. We've seen God do so many miracles at Woodlands Church. Taylor and Haley are a young couple in our church that God has worked an amazing miracle in their lives. They went to College Park High School, were high school sweethearts. Then they got engaged to be married. And before what's supposed to be the most amazing, beautiful, wonderful day of your life, they got some terrible news that Haley had stage 3 ovarian cancer, and there was a lot of difficult days where there wasn't a whole lot of hope and not much good news, but so proud of these guys. They didn't give up, they gave over to the Lord. Their families didn't give up, they gave over to the Lord. And you prayed for them. We prayed for them in church, and God's worked a great miracle in their lives, and I'm just so proud of them and for their example. Here's their story. Just watch.
My name is Taylor Odlesville, and this is my wife, Haley Houston Odlesville.
We met in high school, and I was 15, and he had a car, so I was gonna date him till I got my license, and then break up with him.
Actually, I asked her to be my girlfriend in the parking lot of the baseball field at College Park, because I played baseball, so I knew I wanted to propose to her somewhere in a winter snowy setting. So I decided to plan a trip to Breckenridge. I found this little stream, and it was a beautiful setting with snow, and I asked her to marry me, and 15 months later was the day everything changed, and found out that she had stage 3 ovarian cancer.
I remember it was 2 months before our wedding. I knew something wasn't right. I was exhausted all the time. So I went to the doctor, and she agreed to do an ultrasound of my abdomen, and she said she'd call in a favor to an oncologist and that we absolutely needed to go see her at noon that day. So I called him at work.
I was like, this can't be happening. Like, I knew that it was going to be bad. And she sat down, and she had a hard time even looking at Haley, and said, from the look of your scan, and I've been doing this a while, that it looks like you have ovarian cancer. And if it is ovarian cancer, it looks that it's advanced and probably stage 3. And I thought I was going to pass out.
After that, it was just like, next thing I had a biopsy, next thing I had a port installed, next thing it was New Year's Eve, and I was having my first round of chemo. So I had my last round of chemo 2 days before the wedding. I didn't have control over anything that was happening to me besides just laying there and being a pincushion.
I still thought she looked beautiful. She feels like she wasn't, but it was the best day. It really was. It ended up being an incredible day when I thought it was going to be a very hard day. And the amount of people that were there, it was standing room only in the church. And that following Monday, she had her scan. Doctor walked in and said that it was not good, that the tumor actually grew while we were on chemo, and the chemo looked that it wasn't working.
We'd only been married 3 days.
And we've been married 3 days. And I'm already found out that my wife's gonna die. Asking the question that everyone asks when things happen is why.
I was really angry that the one day I always dreamt of my whole life, I was bald. I was angry that something that I've wanted so badly and something that any wife wants to give to her husband is a baby, and that was taken away from me. We looked at each other and we're like, we need something else. And we contacted Chris and Carrie Shook, and they met with us. It was so comforting to have someone be able to relate to what we were going through. And
everyone was telling me, you don't need to be angry at God, you don't need to be angry at God. And here it is, a pastor. And I told him I was angry at God, and he said that was okay.
We went April 25th for my surgery, and we were told he's not going to be able to get all of it. It's on too many vital organs.
Pastor Carey prayed at the end of church, and we were watching it from New York. And I think I watched that prayer 50 times during the surgery. I knew that when he prayed, it was hundreds of people praying with him, and it felt different.
He came running in, yelling at me as I was like waking up out of my anesthesia, saying he got everything. And I just didn't believe him. Like, they kept telling me that I wasn't dying anymore, I was gonna be okay, and he got it all. And it took the surgeon coming in like 3 times himself to tell me, Haley, I got all of it.
When a miracle happens, it doesn't really sink in that it's a miracle, because you're in such shock when something like that happens. And
it's a miracle that I'm even alive right now. And we're so thankful to God. We're thankful every day. Just being able to walk from the bed to the back door is an amazing feeling.
Appreciate just little things. I mean, just getting up and having breakfast together. Obviously, it wasn't our plan, and isn't what we wanted. But we're here. She's here.
God's writing a new plan for us.
God's writing a new plan. I love that. And keep praying for those guys. You know, they're in this journey, and God has worked a miracle. And he's used great doctors, but the doctors were surprised. And God used your prayers because he chooses to let us be a part of a miracle. We can't create a miracle. He's the miracle worker. But he allows us to be part of it, to join him in what he's doing. And that's what you're doing, Woodlands Church. And I'm so proud of Taylor and Haley, because a lot of times God works a miracle and people go, oh, great, God saved me from a dead end, and they just kind of move on with their life. These guys really want to shine for the Lord and to make a difference with others going through cancer, and they have a whole new purpose. And these guys are also a great example. I mean, it's amazing, their love for each other. During the Beauty Begins Strength Start series, when we talked about how to be a godly man and how to be a beautiful woman, these guys are just great examples of that. Their love for each other, their love for God, and their desire to make a difference is really just shining the light that brings glory and honor to God. And that's why God works a miracle. God always works a miracle for his glory.